Morning everyone, I am here to show you how I make my morning cup of cacao, and of course if you're not drinking it in the morning, that's cool. I wanted to make this video because a lot of people tend to blend their cacao, and I have been working with this specific cacao that I'll show you later for over a year and a half, and it's really opened up my spirit and it's deepened my ceremony, it's deepened my meditation and my connection to the earth, myself, and just my day. And I'm a really strong believer in not blending my cacao. So I make it on the stovetop, and this is a little bit, well, it requires a little bit more time, but it's not that much time, and this is part of the ritual. This is part of the ceremony. I used to be a heavy coffee drinker, and I used to love making my coffee and the French press, or all the fun ways that you can get into coffee making. And so this brings a little bit of that ritual back into your morning cup, as well as kind of honoring the spirit of cacao. And she is a plant medicine. She's a plant spirit. She does want to work with you in a way that opens your heart and brings your body into alignment with the earth and your personal hormones. And it's just a really beautiful plant medicine, and anytime I see someone blending it up, my heart just cries a little bit. So, that's just me. That's my experience with cacao, and if you feel the same way, or you want to just ritualize your cacao experience a little bit more, I'm going to show you how I make it on the stovetop. It requires just a little bit more time, like I said, but I really think it deepens and brings more richness to the ceremony of cacao and the ceremony of your, daily cup. Okay, obviously what you're gonna need is some cacao, wherever you get your cacao. You will need a plant-based milk. Cacao works best and is happiest when you use earth, plant, vegan-based things. You don't have to be vegan. I'm not here to tell you to be vegan. I'm not vegan, but cacao definitely tastes better with plant-based oat milk, in my opinion. And anything that doesn't have sugar added to it, I find that sugar actually just changes the entire profile and flavor of cacao, and it feels a little bit too sugary, in my opinion. So I always look for the no sugar added, and if you need to add sweetener like honey or cinnamon or other things, you can do that in the stovetop rather than getting your sugar through the milk. And then obviously, like your favorite cup that you want to drink out of. This one was gifted to me by a lovely friend, and it means so much to me. So you'll need your cup, your cacao, your milk. If it's already not pre-weighed, you'll need a way to weigh your grams or your serving out. I always put cayenne pepper into my cup of cacao because that's just the tradition and the lineage I come from. It's meant to open the arteries and the veins in the body for the consumption of cacao. Cacao is very earthy, it's very heavy, dense. Or cayenne pepper, opens up the body, prepares the body so that the heart space and the rest of your body and organs can take it in with more ease. So you'll need that if you're into it, and then any other spices, herbs. Really, you can make cacao your own thing. You can put rose water in it, you can add maca powder and other herbs like ashwagandha. There's a lot of different ways to create your cup of cacao. So I invite you to kind of just gather your supplies, and then of course you'll need a pot. So I've been making cacao a while now, and I can really just eyeball all of this stuff, but I use about anywhere between half a cup and 3/4 of a cup of milk, depending on how much you want, how thick you want it to be. Some people really like the thicker, richer taste of it. And my invitation to you is just to, buy your cacao. Of course, make sure it's ceremonial grade, and then kind of experiment, do it one way, one morning, see how it makes you feel, and kind of tweak it over the first week or the first couple of times you're using it, because it really is a way that cacao wants to connect with you and not necessarily the recipe that I give you. So, and I'm gonna make it really simple today because I drink my cacao very simply. I don't put a lot of creamers or spices in it, just because I really love and cherish the cacao that I have. So I love to just kind of sit with the earthiness of it. It is more bitter than chocolate. It's unprocessed cocoa bean, so it's way more rich and bitter, but it has all of the essential nutrients and minerals and just everything good from the earth that it was grown in. So that is my invitation. I'm just gonna get the milk going, and I keep the temperature on a very low heat, so 2 to 4. So you never want cacao or your milk to boil. We're just warming it up, melting it, getting it to a nice temperature so it doesn't separate, because cacao has different oils in it, and you don't want it to separate and then get kind of separated. That's why you use the word separated, Kayla. Okay, anyways, so I just eyeball it, but I gave you the measurements. You find your expression of it. So I'm just gonna get this going. Cup up my cacao. And this is the part of the ceremony that I really love to invite people to connect with the medicine, the plant medicine. Smell it, touch it, infuse your intention into the cup before you even put it onto the stove. Play beautiful music. Just be present with the cup that you're making. So as far as the servings go, once again, this is kind of up to you and your body. Some people are really sensitive to cacao. If you know this about yourself already, the recommended ceremonial dose is anywhere between 25 grams and 30, which to me is really high. So I actually started cacao with about 11 grams to 13 grams, and then as my body got used to it, I upped it to 15, and now I sit comfortably at a 22 gram dose. But that's just me, and my body does change. So pay attention to what your body needs in that moment and honor that. So I'm gonna just weigh this out, make sure it's the grams that I need. So I just, like I said, like to infuse my cacao with my intentions through breath and presence. And then you're just gonna pour it into the beautiful saucepan. At this point in the journey, I add the cayenne pepper and any other herbs I need. You don't need too much because it will get pretty spicy. So just a little sprinkling. If you like it spicy, then of course add more. Yeah, so just play around. I used to really love adding cardamom and ginger, especially when I was nearing my cycle. Ginger is, an anti-inflammatory, and cardamom I just really love the flavor of. So those are some other additional things that you can add to it. You can add tahini and coconut cream to kind of make it creamier and create the texture. But like I said, I just really like to keep it simple and let the cacao speak for itself, because it's good cacao and it's made really well, and it's made with a lot of love from Nicaragua. Really small farms, grown by hand, picked by hand, sun-dried, 100% ceremonial, and just steeped in care for the earth and care for the plant. So I really love to just keep it simple. So as you can see, it's a little bit more darker. Your cacao might be a little bit more chalky. This cacao, just by the way that it's made and how minimally processed it is, it actually melts like really smoothly and beautifully. But I've had other cacaos that, you know, have been delicious, but haven't just been the quality that this cacao is, and that's why this is the one I go to nowadays. I just kind of stir it until a little bit of steam starts to come off the top of it. Like I said, you don't want to simmer or boil it. You're just looking to warm it up, and you're looking for it to be smooth. Yeah, as smooth as it can be. So this just has a couple more minutes, but you can already start to kind of see the steam coming up off of it, see? And when it's ready, you just take it off the stovetop, pour it into your cup. I always like to add a tiny spoon because tiny spoons make everything better. And then I like to drink mine outside. It's freezing here in North Carolina now, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I've got this giant onesie. Thank you for sharing that journey of cacao with me. Cacao is super dear to my heart. It's really transformed my relationship to my body. Like I said, I used to drink way too much coffee. I was a caffeine addict for a really long time, and I just felt really jittery. My appetite was suppressed because of it. I had a lot of anxiety, a lot of like, I gotta do this and this and this and this, and just like overwhelm. And now I just have one beautiful cup of cacao in the morning. It kind of evens me out. It sets the tone and the pace for my day. It invites me to connect with nature, and it really has helped balance my own hormones. I've had some pretty difficult sensations with my cycle and eating, like I said, so it's really helped balance me out and create like a healthy appetite and a healthy boost to my day that doesn't overtake my day like coffee did. So my last invitation for you is to find a quiet place, whether it's outside, in your sacred space, in front of your altar, on your meditation cushion, and just to soak in the experience of creating your cup, to intentionally and consciously sip your cup of cacao, and to give gratitude for the cacao that you have, the hands that made it, the earth that grew it, and to really like savor its smell, its taste, its texture, and to just let yourself receive it in conscious ways and conscious consumption. So be slow with the first couple of sips and just really let the warming effect of cacao move through your body. If you have some beautiful recipes that you have come into, I would love to hear about them and just kind of muse about how cacao has opened up your life, your day. So if there's anything you'd like to share, please leave those in the comments below. I would love to know your journey with cacao, and if you have any questions. Okay, I'm wishing you a blessed day. And if you have your cacao now, we can take a sip of it together in intentional gratitude. So, cheers.